Stephen A. Smith is turning up the heat, and this time he's coming for WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert.
Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Despite Caitlin Clark's historic season, breaking records, dominating March Madness, and capturing the sports world's attention, the WNBA chose to stay silent. No promotions, no collaborations, no capitalizing on the hype.
Want to, rather. You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Cheryl Swoops who didn't even want to mention her name.
And Stephen A. is not having it. In his signature bold style, he puts Cathy Engelbert in her place, calling out the league for missing a golden opportunity to amplify one of the brightest stars in basketball today. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star, she's a phenomenon. She's not merely good at basketball, she's transformative. What she brought to the court this past season was nothing short of revolutionary, showcasing skills and charisma that don't just elevate her game, but the entire sport of basketball. She's become a symbol of what's possible in women's sports, and she did it with a style that commands attention.
They were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
And then there's her charisma, a confidence that makes her magnetic. She's fiery, she's competitive, and she knows how to work a crowd. This is the kind of energy that transforms casual viewers into lifelong fans. Simply put, Caitlin Clark is must-see TV, and she's the type of athlete that entire leagues dream of having as their ambassador. But here's where the issue lies. The WNBA, under Cathy Engelbert's leadership, did nothing to seize this moment. They didn't amplify her story, capitalize on her historic season, or find ways to bring her into the broader conversation about women's basketball. This isn't just a missed marketing opportunity, it's a failure to recognize the potential to grow the sport.
About Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries.
Caitlin became the first player in NCAA history, men's or women's, to record a 40-point triple-double in the NCAA tournament. Think about that for a second. In the long, storied history of March Madness, no one, not Michael Jordan, not Magic Johnson, not Larry Bird, has done what Caitlin Clark accomplished. This isn't just a record. It's a testament to her brilliance and her ability to dominate the game on every level, scoring, passing, and rebounding. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Over the course of the season, Clark averaged an astounding 27+ points per game, and she wasn't just padding stats, she was delivering in the clutch. She single-handedly carried her team to the national championship game, something many believed impossible for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And speaking of screens, Clark's performances translated to record-breaking TV ratings. Her semifinal game against South Carolina brought in 5 million viewers, making it one of the most watched women's college basketball games in history. This wasn't just a basketball game, it was a cultural moment, drawing in casual sports fans and inspiring a new generation of young athletes. Caitlin Clark didn't just have a great season. She changed the narrative of what women's basketball can be. She made people stop, watch, and believe in the future of the sport. With her Steph Curry-like range, Magic Johnson-esque vision, and sheer competitive fire, she has become more than a player. She's a symbol of evolution in the game, a sign that the women's side of basketball can captivate and inspire just as much as the men's. The WNBA largely stayed silent. There was no outreach, no promotions, and no visible effort to connect her historic success to the league's broader narrative. Stephen A. Smith wasted no time calling out WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert for this missed opportunity. Cathy Engelbert, let me explain something to you, Stephen A. began. The WNBA is in a fight to grow its audience, to bring in the next generation of fans. You've been talking about growth for years, about increasing visibility, expanding the league. Yet, you had a golden opportunity this season with Caitlin Clark, who was the talk of the sports world. You're telling me you couldn't find a way to collaborate? Couldn't highlight her story to attract new fans to your league? Stephen A. points out the glaring oversight, calling it a failure to capitalize on one of the biggest rising stars in basketball. Absolutely, Molly. Let me break this down for you. This is how you build a brand. The NBA didn't wait for Zion Williamson to step onto the court before they started promoting him. They didn't wait for LeBron to lace up his shoes for his first NBA game before the world knew he was special. Why? Because they recognized their future star, and they started building that momentum early. Caitlin Clark is that level of talent. If you're not talking about her, if you're not figuring out how to tie her story to your league, you're missing the whole point. This is about momentum, riding the wave of her greatness and connecting it to your brand before someone else beats you to it. Cross-promotion. There was a glaring lack of major social media features or collaborations with March Madness during the tournament. While the entire sports world was buzzing about Clark's performances, the WNBA didn't capitalize on that momentum by cross-promoting or engaging in partnerships that could have amplified her story and brought more eyes to the league. Future planning. The WNBA also failed to create narratives connecting college stars like Caitlin Clark to their potential WNBA futures. College basketball is the perfect launchpad to introduce fans to the next generation of players, but the league didn't build those bridges. By not creating these connections, they missed an opportunity to keep fans engaged with Clark's potential career trajectory. Fan engagement. Finally, there was a missed chance to bring in new fans. Caitlin Clark's viral highlights had the potential to draw in audiences who weren't already following women's basketball. Instead of capitalizing on her viral success, the WNBA missed out on engaging this fresh fan base and drawing them into the league's future. The WNBA has long struggled with bridging the gap between college basketball's popularity and its professional league. Caitlin Clark's sensational season was a perfect opportunity to narrow that gap. Fans were watching. Social media was buzzing. The entire sports world was paying attention. But the WNBA? They stayed silent. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. Cathy Engelbert. If you want the WNBA to thrive, you need to act when the spotlight is on women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is the kind of player who brings excitement, who gets people talking, who fills arenas. She is exactly the type of talent that can drive interest, not just in college basketball, but in the WNBA as well. You need to embrace her story, celebrate her talent, and use it to draw more eyes to your league. You're sitting on a potential gold mine, and instead of digging, you're just letting it sit there. Don't wait for the opportunity to pass. Seize it now, while the world is watching. It's true. Stephen A. The numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark brought in record-breaking viewership during March Madness, and a lot of those fans could be the future of the WNBA if they're engaged the right way. People were tuning in from all over the world to watch her play, captivated by her talent, energy, and charisma. Those fans? They're out there, and they're hungry for more basketball. If the WNBA doesn't step up and make the most of this moment, somebody else will. Mark my words. Other sports or leagues will find a way to tap into that audience, and the WNBA will have missed their chance to grow and capitalize on one of the biggest stars in the game today. The time to act is now. Fans seem to agree with Stephen A. Smith. Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent, and the WNBA needs to make moves now to capitalize on her star power. Her ability to fill arenas, create viral moments, and captivate a wide audience is undeniable. Yet, the question remains, will Cathy Engelbert and the league respond to the opportunity in front of them? Will they step up and promote Clark and others like her to ensure the future of the WNBA is as bright as it could be? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. If the league doesn't act fast, they risk letting another golden opportunity slip away. Stephen A. is absolutely right. Caitlin Clark is the future of basketball, and the WNBA needs to wake up. Her talent, her ability to captivate an audience, and the sheer excitement she brings to the court make her a game changer. The fact that the WNBA didn't act on this opportunity is exactly why women's sports continue to struggle. Missed opportunities like this one. Caitlin Clark is the kind of player who could draw new fans into the league, elevate the sport, and bring a whole new level of excitement. But the WNBA's lack of promotion has left that potential untapped. As Stephen A. put it, "Can't wait to see Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, but the league needs to do better at promoting its stars." If they don't start leveraging the spotlight on players like her, someone else will. Cathy Engelbert, do better. Caitlin Clark isn't just the future of basketball, she's the present. Her talent, charisma, and ability to captivate millions of fans right now are exactly what the WNBA needs to elevate its profile. Don't let another opportunity like this pass you by. The world is watching, and if you fail to seize the moment, you'll be leaving a massive potential untapped. The time to act is now. Embrace the stars who can lead your league into the future. What do you think? Should the WNBA have done more to spotlight Caitlin Clark? With her talent, charisma, and record-breaking performances, she's the kind of player who could have taken the league to new heights. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And let's talk about what the WNBA needs to do to capitalize on this moment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the hottest sports takes and the latest updates.